Hi, my name is Gina, and today is my 6th day after I had a robotic total hysterectomy. And today I'm going to share about restrictions. I'm feeling so much better than I did the first day. Each day I've been feeling better. And today I got to leave my house. Yay! But I was restricted in that I'm not allowed to drive for 2 full weeks after my surgery. And this, I believe, is not just what my doctor is recommending. It really is the recommendation that after this major surgery, there's at least 2 weeks where you're not allowed to drive. And today, my husband, who'd been home with me,
What?
Yeah, I know that you've been home with me for 5 full days, but today Jeff went back to work. And so this morning I was on my own, but I did just fine, made myself a little breakfast. And this afternoon I had a girlfriend come by and spend time with me in the afternoon and help out with anything that I would need. And my daughter is having a baby shower this weekend, and my mom's coming out for it, and we're really, really excited about this baby. And there was a few things I needed to buy before this weekend. So my friend Cheryl drove me to 2 different stores, and I got to leave the house. It felt so good to be outside again, to go places again. However, I have been warned by many, many friends who've also either had hysterectomies or other surgeries, and they said, be very, very careful, because as you're feeling better and you want to do a bunch more, you don't want to do too much because you can strain yourself or split your stitches, and then you're going to be hurting again, and then you're going backwards, and you don't want to go backwards. You want to keep going forwards, but at the same time, you're starting to feel better. And I will tell you, I was feeling so much better, and I didn't shop for very long in either of the places that I went, but it felt good to be out again and to stroll through 2 different stores and finish all my shopping for this weekend. But it does feel really good.
Did you carry anything that weighed more than 10 pounds?
No, that's another restriction.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm not to lift anything or carry anything or push or pull anything that's more than 10 pounds. And that restriction is for a full 6 weeks to possibly 8 weeks. So that's also a weird feeling that, I can't carry bags into the house or any of that because I don't want to split a stitch.
Nope.
And I do have a friend who had a surgery. She was feeling great. She said she went to a Starbucks, and the chair that she was sitting in had kind of a sling to it. And she sat in it, and she was nice and comfortable. But when it was time to get up, she had to push herself out of that chair. And the process of pushing herself out ripped open her stitches.
Oh my gosh.
And it started, and she started bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. And she was one of my friends who said, I know you're feeling better, Gina. You're looking pretty good, but you got to be careful that you don't overdo it, because you will go backwards, and you don't want to go backwards. You want to keep going forwards. So that is another piece of advice. So even though you're feeling great, and you will feel great again, and I'm feeling just so much better today.
How long did your husband
today.
stick around the house before going out to places? How long?
All right. When Jeff had his bladder cancer surgery, he had a full solid 2 weeks that he didn't go anywhere.
Well, from different rooms in the house. That was about it.
That was about it. But yeah, I'm an extrovert, and Jeff's an introvert too. And so it did feel really good to get out of the house, and really weird to not be able to drive. Tomorrow I have a hair appointment, and I am having Cheryl's going to drop me off at my hair appointment. My friend Susan's going to pick me up afterwards. And so it's it's a little weird. I feel like almost like a high school kid again, that I have to call mom or a neighbor to pick me up and take me places and drop me off and pick me up. But it's only day 6, and so I've got another 8 days of this. But then after that, I should be able to drive. And anyway, another restriction is strenuous exercise. So not only can you be lifting things, but you're not to be doing strenuous exercises, because again, you could start bleeding.
So what kind of exercise can you do?
My doctor said I can walk.
Okay.
And he said I could walk. He said not to push too hard. And he said, you'll know you've gone too far if you start bleeding. And so, you have to kind of take it easy and not go too terribly fast. But I could walk, and that walking's really good. And that is the only exercise that I'm allowed to do for at least 3 weeks. And then I'll see him for a follow-up, and that's when I'll find out if I have cancer or not. A lot of people, there are different reasons people have hysterectomies. For me, my reason is I had just gone through menopause, and menopause is when you are older and you've gone 12 full months without a period. That 13th month, you're in menopause. And at the end of my 13th month, I had a period. And I talked to my mom, who's a nurse practitioner, and she said, I thought it was the stress that my husband had bladder cancer, and that was very stressful, and he had a surgery in January. And at the end of January, I was bleeding. And so I told my mom, gosh darn it, I thought I was in menopause, but all the stress of Jeff's cancer made me have a period. And my mom said, oh, you've got to talk to your doctor about that, and you need to see a doctor, because that's not good. You've got to see a doctor for that. So I was like, okay. And sure enough, I had to have an ultrasound and a pap smear, and my pap smear came back weird. I had atypical cells, and my uterus, my endometrial lining was too thick, and I had some polyps. So I had to have a surgery to remove the polyps and some of the uterine lining. That went to a lab, and it came back that I had hyperplasia, which means like too many weird cells. And my hyperplasia can come back as either simplex or simple or complex. You want the simple one. I had the complex one. Complex means it's more likely that if it's not cancer now, it's going to be cancer later. Higher possibility of that. And atypical cells or no atypical cells, and I had atypical cells. So I had all of the things that are precancerous, and hopefully I'll find out in 3 weeks when I go back for my follow-up with my doctor. The lab results should be back, and hopefully all my cells are still precancerous, and if it was precancerous, yay, because I'll never be able to have cancer then, because all of those body parts are gone. And I had the option of getting rid of my ovaries or not. And since I'm 57 and I already am in menopause, my doctor said I'm really not using those ovaries, but it was my choice to take those out too. And I figured better now than later, because now I will never have to worry about having ovarian cancer, because they're gone. Or if I do have cancer in the ovaries, they'll find out because it's gone to a lab too. So I chose to have my ovaries out, but everything else had to go. I had to have my cervix, I had to have my uterus, and they wanted to take the fallopian tubes as well. So anyway, I'm waiting for that, and I'll let you know how that turned out. But hopefully my cells just were precancerous and we got everything really early. So we shall see. Any other restrictions? Oh, and then there's one more hard restriction too. For 6 to 8 weeks, I also can't have sex, and so that's a bummer. That's a big restriction too, as well. And I'm trying to think any other restrictions. I think that's it. No driving, no exercising for 3 weeks, no sitting in a bathtub. I
Swimming.
can't take
No
a
swimming.
bath. I can't go swimming. I can't sit in a hot tub, and that's for three full weeks. And then I'll find out when my doctor examines me 3 weeks from now if I can swim again and do more things. So there are restrictions, but I tell you what, it's day 6. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like myself again. Though, you know, I still have to be careful when I laugh. When I laugh or sneeze or cough, I have to hold my stomach in. And you know, I haven't sneezed or coughed yet, but Jeff makes me laugh. So he's a funny guy. And from time to time, I have to really hold in my gut and be very careful, because it kind of hurts to have a big belly laugh. But at the same time, it lifts your spirits too. So it's.
I'll try not to be so funny.
Okay. But that's all I have for you for today. I do have a playlist for my robotic hysterectomy recovery, and it's my hope that any of you out there who need a hysterectomy in the future, that you can watch this and you'll have a good idea of what to expect, and know that it won't be too awful. Though everybody's experience is a little bit different, and I'm not a medical professional, but I am sharing the experience that I'm having as someone with type 2 diabetes who's overweight and 57 years old. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.